1, 2, 3, 4!
What's up, YouTube? Right, so on PANDA-MEOW Reviews this week, I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be trying out a new, formula for the show. Don't worry, not much is going to change. The show will still be as bad as it used to be. Probably. We're going to split the show into two segments, where usually Chris would be doing... Chris is not here. Chris would usually be doing film, and then I'd take game. Then we'd sort of switch and stuff, but we're still working that out. And we're just seeing if this still works. Chris has gone home, and I'm a little depressed about this at the moment. Well, not depressed, but I'm a bit bummed out because I've got no one to annoy or anything to do. So I thought I'd watch a film to cheer me up. Terrible idea. So, what film are we reviewing? The Tall Man. Oh, God, let it end. So the film Tall Man works with the same premise as Slender Man, the popular meme from Creepypasta, and unfortunately fails to bring the only thing Slender could do really good, which is that sitting in a dark room, might be empty, probably isn't, and crap, I've just pissed myself. It backfired on that part. It's all set in a little town called Cold Rock, which is clearly one of those, what sounds American enough. Like they've just gone over to a bin and they're like, we need a name that's going out for this production that's going out soon. Well, this one looks okay. Let's check the bin. Cold Rock. That'll do. Yeah, not much on the creativity there, guys. So the film revolves around Jessica Biel, and she's playing the nurse of the town called Julia Denning from the beginning, that she's going to be the main character. Like, it sweeps across all these people that could be the main characters, but then it lands on her and it's just like, yeah, she's the one. She's pretty fucking bland. I mean, this girl makes, sandpaper look huggable. Sandpaper for the win, and that's saying something. The characters were not memorable. There's a little kid, there's a little kid, and by God, this kid will piss you off. He is so annoying, really, he really is. There's a sort of abusive hick family, which I'm not sure what kind of image this film was meant to be giving out, but it pretty much depicts all Americans as, we don't have any baby. You whore! That's kind of like what most of the film is. The film doesn't really seem to be able to make its mind up on who you should like or hate. There was a little mute girl in it. She was selectively mute or something, and she'd communicate by drawing in this sketchbook. And I have to admit, I thought she was pretty cool. She was probably the only character I liked. It doesn't really say much for your film when the most likable character is the one that doesn't talk. So Denim Jeans is clearly the love child of Superman and Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell, Tom Clancy. This girl is put through a ton of crap, and I know it's a film and you're not meant to take it seriously, but come on, there are limits. She's like, yeah, I don't care. Fuck this shit. Walk away. Have a pie. So, final conclusions. Was this film any good? Not really. Would I recommend it to anyone? No way. I didn't really enjoy it. It was a bit crap, and there wasn't really anything to really keep you hooked. So all the way through, you were just like, yeah, great. And then one thing will surprise you, and oh shit, I didn't see that coming. Maybe things are gonna start. Oh no, wait, we're back downhill again. Not that many people have seen it, as far as I'm aware. Whenever I say to anyone, it's like, hey, have you seen Tall Man? What did you think of it? They look at me and they go, what? So that's the film segment of this show. If you've seen Tall Man, why don't you comment below? Tell me if you liked it, if you hated it, what you thought would have been better, or if you'd have just plain liked to see a Slender Man film. I know I would. So leave a comment below and come join me for the game section, I guess. And now for the game segment of the show. And as you can see, I've changed my style for the occasion. I'm also wearing my glasses that I don't usually wear on camera. So, what have I got for you? Well, usually I'd pick a game, I'd review the game, then I'd tell you like I just did with the films. But unfortunately the Xbox is red ringed, and that means it's going to have to be retro week here at PANDA-MEOW Reviews. So I decided to take a dive into my childhood and bring you my top 5 and worst 5 games of my childhood. Let's go relive the young days. Just a quick notice, some of these games I don't have anymore, but I remember them especially from my childhood, and they've earned a place here. So yeah, some of them I do have, some of I don't. Ones I don't, I'm afraid you won't actually get to see them. You'll just have to like Wikipedia it or something. Okay, so let's start this off.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5, Duke Nukem 3D for the PC. What a game. This was balls to the walls, badassery all the way. Big guns, aliens, and one man to stop it all. Worst 5. Okay, coming in at number 5 on my worst list is Pandemonium. Now, I'm not saying this was a bad game. It was on the PS1, so polygon graphics were, expected. But this game just had the noises to piss me off. I mean, the characters were shit and lame. The story made no sense, and I just really didn't like this game.
Remember, the flow will be with you always.
Actually, coming in at number 4 on my top games list that I remember is Theme Hospital. It gave you a hospital and said, right there, go run this hospital. And you could literally run this hospital any way you wanted, which was hilarious with some of the things that would happen. I mean, I just remember popping people's heads. What does that have to do with medicine? Number 4 of the worst list. So coming in at number 4 on the worst list is a game that I don't really hate anymore. There was this level that I couldn't do, and it was a time trial one. You had to get from one end of the freeway to the other, but you had to do it on the other side of the road, because that was the only way to get the boost. Like, oh, I'm going to do this. Truck comes out of nowhere. Shit! And you die. And that'll be it. Level over. I couldn't get past that. Now, I do like its passes. I mean, Burnout 2, I really didn't play, but Burnout 3 Revenge, I absolutely love. And Paradise City has just really made my day for a free roaming smash 'em up. But Burnout, sorry, you score 4 on my worst list.
Time for a bad tree joke.
How did I get stuck in this top 3? Shit, that joke backfired. Top 3 for my best list, I actually have something to show you, and that's Grand Theft Auto 2. I know the other Grand Theft Autos really surpassed this one, with 3D graphics and everything, and this is just a bird's eye view of, well, pixels running around. But man, does that work great. I mean, this game just gives you it all. Pixel blood, pixel killing, pixel fucking mania. I used to set it up on a TV, my friend used to set it up on a TV next to me, and we'd just drive around and see who could cause the most havoc and live for the longest. I think what made this one good was the introduction of gangs. You used to work for a different gang, or you'd get respect, you'd lose respect, and that's how you get your missions. And it's quite a lot like how Saints Row works now with needing gang reputation. GTA, you started it all. Good on you. I can't think of a pun for a worst 3. Tee-hee-hee. That was terrible. This might be a shock to some people. It's a Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat. When I first got this, and I got this a long time ago, I couldn't work out how to turn down the difficulty setting. And seeing as I'm 23, you can imagine when the Nintendo came out with this. I'm 23 now and I'm in university. I found out last year how to turn down the difficulty setting, which means even on normal, I constantly had to play this game by getting my ass whooped every 2 seconds. Not fun, Nintendo. That really sucked. I haven't played a game that hard since the original Devil May Cry 3, and that was unforgiving.
I'll have a number 2 with everything on it, please.
Top list number 2. Don't know why I'm doing 4 because it's number 2. Coming in at number 2 on my list, and this was a hard one, so I had to put them both together, It's Dungeon Keepers 1 and 2. I used to play this game a hell of a lot, and I'd usually spend most of my time on the first level just digging out tunnels and stuff. Then you get spells where you could possess chickens. How is that not fun? Okay, I can't resist this one. This one makes me want to take a number 2. Oh, can you hear the face palming around the world? So this game wins not first place, but definitely a special close, because this game really annoyed me. Plock. Now this little red-headed bastard who will make you want to rip your hair out. The music's pretty catchy, but only for the first 5 minutes of hearing it. After that, you're going to want to go out on a murder massacre. The controls are crappy. You've got 2 jumps, one good, one bad, that's it. You throw your arms and legs, so it's kind of like, you know, prehistoric Rayman or something. I'm going to leave that in just so you can hear the banging. When you die, you've got to go all the way back to the beginning and try again. Now, I hear there is some way of getting like a checkpoint system in Go, but I've never found out how to do it, and I'm pretty sure even then it wouldn't help you, because the game would still find some ways to mess up your life. The power-ups that you can get are quite interesting for the first time you've seen them though. I mean, after that, they get kind of boring, so sorry Plot, you're getting a number 2 on my worst list, and that's pretty damn high.
Warning! Warning! Top and worst game about to collide. Collision unavoidable.
Okay, so number 1 on my top list is again another 1-on-1. I have one of them here, and that's Zombies Ate My Neighbors for the Super Nintendo. Anyone that's played this game will definitely agree with me. You fought monsters from the old horror movies, so like zombies, werewolves, Frankenstein, mummies, Swamp Lagoon monster, and he exploded into fish. And how did you fight these, I hear you ask? Water pistols, rocket launchers, lollipops, knives and forks, plates, footballs, alien ray guns, you name it, it was in this game. It was the shit for Nintendo, and it was co-op. Catchy music, fun little premise, and you could you won extra lives, you won extra points, and you got codes if you died, so you could go back to the level. Admittedly, it took your weapons away, which was a bit of a bummer, but I guess it just made the game a little more challenging, and who can complain against that? Now, I did say it drawed with someone, and that someone, of course, is Crash Bandicoot. If you played Crash Bandicoot, you know that you're a dog or a bandicoot or whatever, and you spin, and that is your form of attack, apart from jumping on things like a crazed dog Mario. You basically run around, and that is the premise. You just run up the level, and your aim and the goal is to get to the end of the level, do this a couple of times, and fight a boss. But you could be riding warthogs in a level, or going from the side. Either way, it was just a platform game and a lot of fun, with a lot of hidden features if you looked hard enough, and I think that just makes it brilliant. Also, the enemies are just over the top all the time. Brilliant. Number 1 of my worst list, and this is the worst out of the 5 that I've shown you. This game has infuriated me to the point of where I refuse to play it now, so I can't bring myself to smash it or sell it or even give it away. It just kind of sits on my shelf, and that's where it stays and where it will stay forever. Driver 1 for the PS1 or PC if you had it on that. Anyone who's played this game knows exactly how frustrating the first level is. You start off in the garage and you have to show that you can do a bunch of maneuvers in the car. Bear in mind that the controls for this were clunky as hell. I mean, this game really annoyed quite a few people, and I only know a few people that have actually made it out of the garage. I myself haven't. I've never got out of the garage, and you could say it's because I'm crap at the game, but I've completed Driver 2, I've completed Driver 3, and I've completed Parallel Lines. Driver 1 was uncompletable for me. I never even made it past the first level. I think I only made it halfway through that level a few of the times. The things are annoying, and from what I've heard from people that do make it out of the garage, you never use any of the things that you've learned. So it's pretty annoying to think that you had to go through all that stress. Info games, why the hard level? There was no need for it. Oh, the pain and the memories. That was my 5 top and worst games of my childhood. Now, I'm not saying these are the best games in the world. Some people might hate them, but I personally love them and hate them. They're from my childhood and they'll always hold, a special place in me. These are the games that I like to go back to when I want to just have a bit of a nostalgic moment. Why not leave a comment below telling me about your top 5 or top worst 5 list? Or even make your own video and leave it as a video response to this video. Until next time on PANDA-MEOW Reviews, I'm Jason Red and I'm not joined by Chris because he's back in Ireland. Oh, now I'm depressed again. Well, come on zombies. Let's go and have some nostalgia moments.